What up, what up, what up? All right, Arvin. Dude, Arvin kicking some butt yesterday. Good job. Arvin kicking some butt yesterday. That was great. All right, all right, all right, all right. Buenos dias, muchachos. Let's make sure everybody gets in okay. Pum, 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 pum. Da, 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 da. All right, we're in the game, baby. Este es tan tuyo. All right, let's do the Lord's work, people. We've got probably some action today on the upside. Let's take a look at why, and we shall get going. All right. So, first of all, we had a epic. I wouldn't say epic, right? But we had a very solid reversal yesterday in the general markets. Not only did we have a reversal, right, but I mean, we were gapped down about 1%, 1.2% at one point, right? At the opening tick. This is what you want to see. Like if you're like a bull, right? You want to see that reversal the first damn minute, right? And that's what we ended up getting. And then it was, right, there was like a hot short here for a second, and but like in the end, you kind of grind it all the way back. That's a that's a damn bullish thing right there, right? Now, look, some of that you can take with a grain of salt, and that we're just still in the range bound market, and what's bad is good, and what's good is bad, kind of thing. But we are still setting up here, and this market is proven, even though we're in a range bound market, this market has been proven to be very resilient. We have now think about what we have shrugged off, right? While we're kind of going in this little pattern of distribution here where we're just churning. Think about what the market's shoved off, right? We've had, all this tariff stuff. The market has shaken it off. We had that deep seek day, right, where the market tanked. And it looked like that could have been the end of, right, the NVIDIA and stuff like that. And the market shrugged it off. We had the Federal Reserve come out, right? That we had the FOMC, and they basically said, hey, we're not going to be cutting any interest rates anymore. And the market shook that off. Then we had a CPI come out, right? Then we had the CPI come out, and the market gapped down yesterday. It looked really nasty, man. My whole watch list was like just getting flooded with nastiness, and then shoved it off, right? So we've been shaking all this kind of news out and just absorbing it. I mean, does it mean like we're going on some epic rally or nothing like that? But these are things that are bullish, right? In some manner, and if you really look, we're really just a stone's throw away from breakout even then, right? So this is like no matter what we think about kind of what's happening in the market, and it has been a fairly kind of distributive market. Like the down days are way, these aren't like orderly down days and stuff like that, right? You're starting to see signs of distribution all over the place in the indexes. But here we are getting absorbed and just kind of eating all of that up nonstop. And so there is something to be said about that, right? So kind of no matter what you think about what's going to happen, interest rates, tariffs, this, that, knick-knack, paddywhack, all of that kind of hoopla, in the end, we're here ready to fucking party, right? We're ready to mingle a little bit, and you can't discount that. Beyond that, there's been actually plays to play, right? We've had a really nice reaction to a slew of kind of more mid-cappy earnings, right? Like Affirm and UPST yesterday, right? This app is, ripping tits. I mean, look, think about how much time people spend circle jerking it on Tesla. This was the play, right? Like Like this was the hot one, right? Like this fucking thing. This fucking thing in January 2024 was $40. $40. That's a 10x. 10x motherfuckers, right? So this is pretty hot too, right? So you have a whole slew of kind of names that are rolling, right? And so we gotta, take everything with a grain of salt and say the action itself it's been a range bound cluster, but it's firming up and it's holding where it needs to hold and all of this kind of stuff. And you can just see here too, right? We've been just kind of like higher low, higher low, higher low. Like every time we've been dipping down, we've been making higher lows. So this is all good stuff, right? All good stuff so far. So now for today, we're opening up a little bit and it looks good, right? Like, let's see what comes out of this. You know, that CPI print came in hot yesterday and still the market shrugged it off. So what the market is telling you is they don't really care about tariffs or CPIs or this or that, right? They got their own things that are driving it. Whatever whatever that might be, there is their own things that are driving it. So let's go in, let's take a look at, what we got on the news cycle, and then let's take a look at, the earnings plays and all of that kind of stuff and see what we can gather here. So first of all, we had jobless gains, PPI. It was all that was pretty benign. Slightly positive, slightly positive reaction to it. All sorts of T-bills auctions. We're printing out some T-bills like motherfucker here. And then look, you got a little move in natural gas. I wouldn't say there's really anything else here that's worth anything here. Let's see, we got any upgrades? We got KC, CVS. Hey, CVS had a nice run yesterday, by the way. A HubSpot, fuck those guys. They're like my enemy. Vis, VPG, chunk. Hey, this TTD we'll go over in a second. And then top initiations. You can see it's really light on the news cycle. Earnings for the week. You got Airbnb, AMAT, still left Coin. We got Hood came out already today. We'll look at that in a second. Reddit with a nasty, possibly overreaction at the open. Now it's all the way back. Dude, Reddit was down, I think, 40 points at one time or close to 40 points. And boom, big reversal on that one. Da 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 da. As you can see here, you got all sorts of goodies over here. Yeti, dude. Yeti's like, Yeti's a nice company. They're like the Williams and Sonoma of rednecks, right? It's like if you're like a haughty toddy white person, like you're getting that Williams and Sonoma. But like you're a rich redneck, you're a man of the South, a man of the people like myself. I mean, you're going get yourself a nice Yeti, $600 cooler. Those are like the two goals in life, right? Get some Williams and Sonoma and possibly get myself a Yeti. And dude, you've made it. Look at this HIMX, chunk. Good. After the market, we got Airbnb, Coin, Donkey Kong, DraftKings, boom. And then Roku will be interesting too. We got PanW. So these are, and Twilio. So we'll have a whole host of these kind of names that are moving around. All right. Well, let's go see what else we got going here. I think that's pretty much it. It was a little bit light on the news this morning. I wouldn't say Trump posted that reciprocal tariffs will be announced today, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hamas says a free hostage based on previous schedule, blah, blah, blah. App is up 100 fucking points. Can you believe that shit? $40 last year. Think about that, right? 100 damn points. Damn. All right. So now you can see here ALB report, weaker app. We've got Bros. I think we need to go over too. Bros reported better than expected EPS on stronger revenues. Ray sales guidance. Cisco reported better than EPS. We'll go over Cisco too. It's a shitty day trader. And then Hood here, I think we'll need to put on the watch list too. Reported better than expected EPS and stronger revenues. Gold subscribers increased 80%. Guys, Hood is on a rampage right now in terms of adding users and all of this kind of stuff. A lot of cool stuff happening over there. Reddit reported better than expected EPS strong. Dude, Reddit had gapped down to 186. It would have. I sat there all night, like stay down there, stay down there. That would have been a nice, easy long to fill the gap because it was gapping down right into the 50-day moving average, but it's already fucking bounced 20 points, bastards. I wanted those 20 points. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da. TTD reported better than expected on weaker revenues, lowered guidance. This one is getting crushed. And then Yeti reported better than expected on weaker revenues. Hey, guys, anybody ever comes to the Desai house, you want to bring me a gift? Give me a nice Yeti. It's like, so I can make it in the world. You know, our coolers, I only got those styrofoam coolers in my garage, the ones that you get at the ones that you get at CVS. The ones you get at CVS. This is made out of styrofoam, baby. Now, upgrades, KC, Cisco, man, boom, 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 boom. And they do have a nice layout to their report compared to Trade Exchange. Today's the big one for reciprocal tariffs. We'll keep an eye on that. We don't know what that means in practice, but in general concept, it means matching the exact duties by foreign countries, blah, blah, blah. Japan. Cool. All right, let's get to work here. So we got some things to go over. There's some good earnings plays here that we want to touch upon. Let's rage, baby. Yeah, let's cook and book on this thing. All right. So look, this app. Look at this thing. So it pushes open. Then now you're building out this level right here. Ideally, something like this because it's up a lot, right? You're up 120 points. That's too much. I mean, you got to let it dip off at the open, and then we'll see if it kind of finds some traction somewhere. I'm loath to chase up something 120 points, even though it is a little bit, not like necessarily a thicker stock, and you do have the huge base. But dude, that's a lot of points, man. A lot of points. But let's add this. I think that's going to be really right up our alley. Let's get some nice doohickeys right there. Bros, dude, the Dutch Bros. IPO breakout. I don't know exactly what these guys do. It says consumer cyclical sector restaurant. Not sure what that means, but this IPO breakout is a recent IPO in 2022, 2021. They're a $10 billion company. Is it? Like when you hear Dutch Bros, like you just think of like Dutch ovens, right? Like, dude, there's nothing better than Dutch oven, Man, nice Dutch oven. That's a way to tell the love of your life how much you love them, right? It's something that never gets old. When you're a kid, you Dutch oven your family. And then you get married and you Dutch oven your wife. Hey, man. The Dutch oven never goes away. And it never gets old. To see somebody just gag a little bit while you're clam baking them in the middle of the night, that's a pretty nice gesture. Let's add this. It's up a lot, 27%. I'll need to pull back, but let's add it for now. Crocs. Dude. You got Crocs Yeti combination, you're going places in life. Let me just tell you that. All right? Hey, Bryce, I bet you got a Yeti. You live on 38. Bryce Kruger, I bet you got yourself a Yeti, maybe two. You got a house on 38. Even Tarun don't got one of those. That's nice. Let's add that for now, too. Not as clean as the other ones, but it's got a pretty low float, 53 million shares. I think you can. I think you can roll with something like that, dude. Your dad is a legend. Indian people, mostly it's the grandmas that fart, and then it kind of passes down. PGY, junk, 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 junk. Dude, this, I think you can roll with this too. You got earnings play on this bad boy, SOC, 40 million share flow, $1 billion company, IPO. You know, even though it's some kind of oil company, it's been on a rampage. This ain't bad. Let's add this to the watch list too. We're gonna narrow this list down, but let's add a couple of these. You got MGM here. This fucking stock sucks at trade. Hood. Look, so Hood is making all sorts of moves here. Boom, 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 boom. Robinhood is seeing gains after topping fourth quarter estimates. Reported net revenue 1.1, beating a 9.4. So beat by 60 million, give or take. Earnings per share, blah blah blah. It's kind of nice on T-Stars. You can watch TV now. Little Yahoo TV. This is, I think we can roll with this. Let's add this. ANAB is nice too. Let's get into that in a hot second. Chunk, 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 chunk. Hey, these space stocks are still cooking. This is RDW. This is space stock. ASTS has had, I would say, a pretty orderly pullback. I think this is probably, this is on the list, and it's high on the list, frankly. You got now, it hit about 33, almost. Pull back to 27 and some change. We get a little bit more weakness in this. Let's see if we kind of touch back at the 9 EMA. But you've got yourself this big, I don't know what they'd even call these, right? These wedginators, right? Little wedgie life. That's a hell yeah. That's nice. You can back and fill this thing in. You got yourself a big shot little range break right there. It's a buenos. That's Spanish for good. RKLB had that hot day, and then now it's just like retesting here. I don't know what to make of that. It's like kind of it's broken out. It's kind of flagged 3-4 times now, and it's failed every single one. So what I mean by that is, like, if you look here, this particular day, here, it prairie dogged for like a hot second, right? And then came all the way back. And then boom, it broke out again. And it's like, oh man, here we go. And then it even kind of flagged a little bit. And then it failed. And then 2 days ago, it looked like it was going to be this big thing. And it's just back, right? It's just back. Bum, 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 bum. Dude. Yeah, I think, yeah. Too many failed breakouts. We'll see. I think we can do better than that. Yeah, let's leave that one alone. Now let's take a look here. Yeah, A-Lab was nasty yesterday too. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you can see this bad boy, right? Like gap down, pop up into the bone zone, and then fade off. A lot of these kind of high flying semiconductors, like, it's a mixed bag, right? So I wouldn't read too much into it. These are all just, the whole semiconductor complex is really, besides AVGO, kind of a leave alone. Yeah, I think so. Hey, this ANAB had earnings out yesterday and had a pretty big move, but it is in no man's land. So I've got that as a leave alone also. Well, I think we can do a little bit better. BBWs has got a nice trend on it. Right, Big Bay AI Holdings. I'd actually keep this. Like I'd keep this. Trading this till it tops out. Yesterday was just a monster, right? Like a monster cock move. So you want, dude? You want to? Yeah, you want to be a part of this. Like you can see here, you dip down, went red to green. That's a good action right there. You got liquidity on it. Yeah, it's a turd, but who cares? We're in the market where the turds rule the world. Bum, 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 bum. All right, good. Now, Tem is also testing back here into its breakout. This one, the dips have been getting bought in this. It rolled the fuck over a couple days ago, double bottomed, and now it's doing it. We're right into that sweet spot again. Like I would keep this on the watch list for really any dips. For any dips, they've been getting absorbed, into that breakout. Obviously this is a Grossi Pelosi play. It's already doubled. It's already doubled. But hey, man, what can you do? Good. I want you to add another stock to the watch list here. I think my guess is today. I don't understand why anybody would go get coffee from a drive-through. The whole point of like going to this, you go to the coffee shop, you holler at the barista a little bit. Hey, sugar, how you doing? It's like a little wink, wink thing. Then you kind of elbow your buddy, like, hey, she's pretty cute. And then you order like yourself a muffin, and you sit down, you play on your phone, and then you like sit there for a while, and you wonder, like, hey, I wonder what the facilities are like. I've been holding it in for a while. You send you like kind of peek your head in, see if the toilet's clean. You're like, wow, that's a nice facility. Let me go bring my coffee in there, get my newspaper, sit down for a while. Then you come back out, you get yourself another little sandwich, maybe a little extra proteins. Why would anybody give that up to go for a drive-through? Don't make any sense. So going back to this Baidu, I think this is kind of double topping now, and we got room down to the 10 EMA too. Yeah, if this bounces, we can take this up. But my guess is like the money from this goes into probably some of these other Chinas. So you've got Baidu, you got Billabong, right? Like Billabong is coming out of range here. Both of these are like, these got the muchos buenos. The muchos and the buenos. I'm a buyer of these on the swing trade basis and for day trades. Future needs probably a little bit of a break. It got to my first target. I had this on swing over here in the flag. I was hoping for 120, but they get close enough. I still think that, overall you're probably maybe getting into these. These Chinas are turds, but you never know. Anybody see what the news was in Baidu this morning? Let me take a look here. Apple continues to work with Baidu on AI features for iPhone in China. All right. So the rest of the Chinese market is a little bit weak, but there's Baidu's in the news with the Apple. You can see that fixed size down a little bit here too. So we'll have to keep an eye on that too. You can see KWeb FXI down, but that Baidu looks good. So let's get back into this. Out of the large cap names, I like AVGO over this 238. I like this AVGO over this 238. You got a nice clean spot on this thing. Really nice clean spot on this thing. I think the Tesla is just in its bounce zone now too. You're up about 10 points. Let's see if that retraces some of the move. And we may be able to get a little bouncy McGee on that. Dude, I'm going to be pissed if this rips over 250, though. I had a shitload of those 350 calls, and I fucking dumped them. For a loss. Fuckers. Dumped them for a loss. Yeah, I think we want to try to hit that one on the pull. NVIDIA is in a weird spot. So I think that one's you know, I was being too scalpy. I was trying to time it to the penny. So it's like it'd drop $1, I'd sell it. Drop $1, I'd sell it. Yeah, Apple's in a weird spot. Yeah, Snow still looks good. Watch it rip over 190. I think that's a good spot too. So, guys, let's go back into this. You got apps, Crocs, you got SOC, you got the Hood Nation, you got the Baidu. I think CFLT for a day 2 play. Yeah, you want to do CFLT for a day 2 play? Man, that was, first of all, 22 million shares. Beautiful breakout. I mean, you can't get a better good God-fearing Christian stock than that. I mean, that stock went to church. And then look, on the downside, we could, if TTD bounces, maybe we could take it down. But I think that might be too much. These large cap names, once they're down 20, 30%, like you can't really short them. Not easily. And then, yeah, if we need China long, good. And I want you to add a couple more names. So we got a firm here. You got nice flag breakout setting up on a firm. Joseph, my friend. Look at, you got a nice flag pattern on this one. And I want you to do UPST day 2. Let's see if we go red to green on this bad boy, right? Holy shit, pun intended. Good. Yeah, I want to hit the red to green on this bad boy. I want to hit the flag on a firm. I want to bet on America all the time, all day, everywhere. Hell yeah. And then, yeah, keep these earnings plays on. I think probably, some of these are going to get picked up here. Where's the Dutch Bros? That one's got a pretty low float on it too. Let's see. Oh, fuck. It's already going without us, though. This has been happening a lot where it's like in the pre-markets, they're already starting to cook and book a little bit. But, dude, Dutch Bros got a nice spot. Yeah, so add the Dutch Bros. Oklo's kind of a daily trader. I think you're fine with that too. Bros, APP, Crocs, Hood. Good. Tesla's holding too. You got a little baby flag developing here. I think AVGO, same turbo. I didn't size it to swing it. If I had gone half the size, I would have been fine. But Big Daddy's he does what he does. Hey, remember, Coin's got earnings after hours too. You may see some action in this at some point. Not my particular flavor, but Good. Guys, we're still in a little bit of a range-bound market. The strength has been getting faded off. Oftentimes, we have seen a recent, when we think the market's looking hot, it gets unhot really quick. It's been happening for a while. Till this range resolves itself, you have to be a little bit defensive. Yesterday was a great start. Dipping down on that CPI and then, having that epic reversal, that's great, right? That's great. But we want to make sure that we're doing a little bit of something and making sure we're kind of staying cool. Good. Well, let's go do this, guys. Let's go do this right. Hell yeah, baby. All right, cool.